Yo, what is good, my quick crypto family and my coin factory family? We're back again with your Casper crypto live stream. It is very early today. I do apologize for that, but unfortunately I am busy later on throughout the day and figured again, better off getting a live stream out there as opposed to having no content at all. Although I did upload a video earlier as well. But either way, that being said, we have got some interesting news to cover for today's stream. As you see from the title, are we going to be getting rate cuts next week? Of course, chances aren't looking that high, but we are seeing some interesting macro data coming out, which could therefore suggest that we could see some rate cuts very soon. I'm trying to remember what it calls, CFE watch, I think it's called. Trying to find out which is the tool that we use to watch. Okay, the CME watch, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Should be loading this up as well right now. But yes, we're going to be getting to all of this stuff in today's stream happening. What, when we're going to see rate cut, all sort of stuff as well, and also some Casper updates as well. We're seeing the Casper versus Bitcoin back and forth, if you will, starting to heat up once more. Kind of tough to say if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think ultimately it's a good thing, but it's getting a little bit more vicious right now, which we'll get into that all in a moment. Of course, if you enjoy the content every single day, pretty much, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. So to start off with, we can see right now Bitcoin has come down to $115,651, which is a bit lower than we are hoping. The idea is we're hopefully going to be, we're hoping to see Bitcoin hold 116k. If it can hold that, that's a very good sign that we'll end up seeing Bitcoin continue to consolidate and then make that move upwards. But if it ends up losing 116k, we could see Bitcoin probably come back down to 111 again, potentially over the coming days ahead of tariffs, whatnot, because they're still causing a lot of uncertainty. Ethereum is currently down minus 0.65. Still, not doing too badly, but again, we want to see Ethereum go higher right now. Bitcoin dominance, of course, as a result of what's happening right now, is falling off, which again could happen a little bit more. So I still expect that we can maybe see the dominance touch the trend line and then go back up to 70% again. We'll have to wait and see, of course. And then, of course, Casper right now come down to 9.7 cents. It's down roughly 0.95% on the daily time frame. It has lost at 11 cents, which we did mention was a possibility, and it's seemingly losing at 10 cents, trying to find support at the 9.5 cents level of support. Again, it's based on current market sentiment. If Bitcoin continues to come down and Ethereum comes down, then of course Casper will follow. For me, I think Casper should and hopefully will hold 9 cents, unless, again, if we get a black swan, unfounded FUD, so much uncertainty based on tariffs and whatever it may be, then of course Casper will correct further. But otherwise, then I'm hoping Casper will find support, worst case, at 9 cents, and then it will start consolidating like it did in the past, and then making that move up again as well over the coming days and weeks. But I have to play it by ear and see what happens right now. I'm not too worried about Casper once more. We can see on CMC volume still staying quite high, 129 million 24-hour trading volume, 2.5 bill market cap again, dominated by the likes of Gate at 28%, Mexi at 16%, Big Get at 10%, Bybit's up right now today at 7.7%, which is good as well. So the higher volume, of course, is reassuring what we want to see more and more of. But yes, Casper right now is, currently correcting a little bit. I expect we may see a little bit more corrections if there's nothing changing the market in the immediate short term. But we have got some big things coming to Casper very soon regarding smart contracts and that sort of stuff, and equally some interesting debates and stuff happening soon. So we can see from OmniCast, who are a Web3 travel platform, who is being voted in by KDAO, also going to be jumping on top of Casplex as well, and I believe Igor as well. They just reposted Casplex's recent post about. If you didn't catch it, then here's the recording of Capital's keynote, plus some photos from the event, which the video I just uploaded on my channel a few hours back, or an hour back even, did go into the comparison to Casper versus Ethereum, and this parts of this interview as well, this video, so definitely check it out if you haven't done so already. Capital, did a good job kind of giving a very brief rundown on Casper, and he did also mention as well in the past that he was shocked, a very surprising eye-opening, about how many people just don't know of Casper. Casper's been a top 50 asset, it is right now, top 41, and also had reached top 20 as well, yet still so many people widely just don't know Casper, they don't understand what the project is. So it was very refreshing for him to realize that, get outside the bubble and actually explain Casper to the masses, which we were there for. And of course, the mainnet for Casplex will be going out on 31st. Well, actually, Casper did state, I mean, Casplex said 31st of August, and other people have said so as well, but Casper actually stated that it can happen anywhere up to. So that's the absolute final deadline, 31st of August, but it can happen before that as well. Also happening this weekend, on Sunday, we'll have Casper Silver as the, I guess, the Casper representative, who will be debating, although the word maybe not the right word, debating, but discussing Casper to the die-hard Bitcoin maximalist right now of Rajet, who has been very, very active on Twitter recently, trying to put down Casper, saying stuff like shitcoiners aren't your friend, their incentives do not align with yours, they want you to buy their shitcoins so your price can go up, and then they can convert it back into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only truly neutral money out there, and it's a very, it's literally the only argument that Bitcoin Maxis has right now. But and I think actually that's part of the problem, because Bitcoin's been around for so long and its price is so high. Bitcoin Maxis have shifted from the technological aspect, the ethos, to now the price is all that matters. Because when you look at the comments down here as well, the debating going, you see Gonzo here saying, you realize the comment like this is the exact same thing you warning against. Everything is bad, only Bitcoin, trust me bro, I'm your friend. That's what Rajet has said here. That, you know, shitcoiners are trying to get into you, trying to take your money, sell at the top, and then get into more Bitcoin. But that's also a trust me bro opinion. There's no actual fact behind that. Same gay, different bag. Stick to fundamentals, talk about use cases, talk about trade-offs, not this performative loyalty test. Posts like this don't show strength, they show fear, and when you've got CFA in your handle, it just makes you look like your suit trying to pass off tribalism as insight. And then you have a thread that goes back and forth here between CB Robert versus this guy here, which his first point is let's look at fundamentals and then talk about the price. Fundamentals is nothing to do with price. Fundamentals affect the price, but they have nothing to do with the price. In the sense of it, the fundamentals is like Casper 10 BPS, Casper smart contracts. Those are fundamental developments that will affect the price, but the price is not indicative of the fundamentals. It's also incentive to pump the project. Right now, smart contracts and 10 BPS are great, but they haven't got incentive for use case right now to pump the price of Casper. Which is look, people like you said, like fundamental architecture, security model, consensus design, incentives, latency tolerance, throughput, decentralization under stress, pruning, syncing, dev activity, etc., etc. It goes back and forth here, but you're seeing there are more and more Bitcoin maximalists now who I think have just kind of strayed away from, again, the ethos of Bitcoin, Bitcoin's original purpose being a peer-to-peer electronic currency. It cannot function in that matter. It can't, it's too slow. It's too slow and it's expensive. And Casper's not here trying to say, at least not everyone in Casper's here trying to say we're trying to replace Bitcoin. We're trying to say we're offering the minimum exchange value that Bitcoin cannot offer. Still being decentralized like Bitcoin. Still being fair launch like Bitcoin. That's why more Bitcoin Max starting to look into Casper more and more like VJ, like Bitcoin AJ as well. Bitcoin at AJ as well. Like you see more people, but people now, Bitcoin maximalists, I think, who are more so, maybe a bit more newer Bitcoin maximalists, I'd like to believe, they shifted from the ethos of peer-to-peer currency to a store of value and high price. That's what matters. But if that's the case, therefore, then, well, how is Bitcoin going to be future for more money? Because all it's going to have to be used for is a store of value. All it is. But Rajet's been on this, absolute, rampage recently, talking about, and talking about all the stuff about how, Bitcoin is the best, which again, its price supports that. But that it's saying anything else that's not a Bitcoin is terrible. And the ideology behind the fact that nothing can ever beat Bitcoin because it's perfect is factually incorrect. And historically incorrect. Look throughout all of history, nothing has ever been, even Casper, despite what they're building right now, which is the most innovative thing ever coming out, is not perfect. There will, in the future to be, no doubt in my belief, how long in the future we don't know, it could be 100 years in the future, there'll be something that's more superior to Casper that comes out. Just how life works. Everyone's using gold and silver as payments originally, and then they started to convert that into a fiat currency, and now we're converting that into crypto. You went from having to use stars to look at night. Then people made campfires, made fire. Then you had a flint and steel to make it easier as opposed to just rubbing wood together. Then you had oil and use a lighter. And then you could have electricity. Things always evolve and get one step better. So the idea that nothing can surpass Bitcoin ever is one that is full of ignorance and forgetting how history continuously evolves more and more and more. And Shai has come out as well, just saying, hello Rajat, I'm one of the people who actually designed the Casper pruning protocol. Which again, those who say Casper never built, Shai never built anything, he's saying otherwise. And that's why again I like Shai, but he's just saying here, it's probably the contribution that I hold the most dear. I understand that you have some questions or concerns, so I'd appreciate if we could discuss this here publicly to iron any kinks. I fully understand, I fully stand behind the pruning model and argue that while it limits functionality a little bit, but much less than you probably think, it is just as decentralized and secure as Bitcoin, and arguably potentially more decentralized. So if you have any questions, respond, and we'll get things rolling. Now, this happened about 5 hours ago, so Rajat's not replied just now. Will he ever reply? I'm not going to be surprised if he doesn't, to be honest, because it looks like Rajat is... His response to people have been... I don't think he's really responded to any of the tech people inside. Look, and this is a Super Typer here, sharing this one with Shai as well. Like, you people keep sharing the same tweet with so many issues. Like, but he's not... He says issues, but he's not attributing to what the issues are. He's not trying to debate them at all. And I think that's, again, what Shai's now saying. You've got issues about it, come talk to me. He's not trying to do it. So... I mean, we'll see what happens again. Sunday will be very interesting, because Sunday, again, you'll be hearing this debate between Casper Silver, who is kind of... I mean, of course, I'm looking forward to see what Casper Silver's going to say on Sunday with Rajat. And there's a post that I saw from Crypto Matt, and I do agree with it, and I think there's right now a lot of people, seemingly, who are trying their utmost to try and convince and, persuade Rajat in the ways of Casper, and some people will just die on that hill. They don't care. They refuse to care. They purposely feign ignorance. They don't want to learn, which is unfortunate, because again, for me, I hold Casper, but at the same time, while I believe in Casper wholeheartedly, and it's still my biggest holding, and there's no reason for that to change, if something more innovative came out that was worth my attention, I'd look at it. I'm not a maximalist in the whole die-hard, nothing can ever beat it type of mentality. I understand that things evolve. The current system we have, the monetary system, is evolving right now. The SWIFT system turning into a blockchain system, where crypto is going to be the backbone of it all. Things evolve. So Bitcoin is, been out since 2008. It's about 17 years old. In that time, technology's improved more and more and more. Casper's come out, and it's trying to prove it can stay true to the ethos of Bitcoin while still being decentralized and scale, like Bitcoin was meant to be. So things heating up for Casper. Debate's heating up more and more. And we'll see how this pans out. I'm not expecting Rajat to really do anything. I'm hoping that he does end up asking some proper questions in this quote-unquote debate here that Casper Silver can dispute and just provide some clarity. But I mean, again, maybe it's just me and the what I've been seeing from Rajat, but he seems to be a very, very closed-minded person right now. I'm hoping Casper Silver can at least unlock some part of that mind, and the Bitcoin maxis who listen to it as well will also be intrigued. But I'll have to wait and see. What's reassuring though about this is that you're seeing more and more Bitcoin maxis talking about Casper, and we were talking about it yesterday's stream, how back in the day Bitcoin maxis would talk about Ethereum, talk about XRP, calling it, and again, a shitcoin, just putting it down. They only do that when they don't talk about Casper, they don't talk about XRP or Ethereum anymore because they don't perceive it as a threat anymore. But they talk about Casper a lot right now. And that's my belief, because they do perceive Casper as a threat. And it's only a $2 billion market cap as well. Bitcoin is 2.3 trillion. And they are constantly... Like, if they didn't think Casper was a threat, they wouldn't respond to the post about Casper. There are countless projects in this space who are going to be claimed to be the next Bitcoin. There has been. And maxis don't entertain it. But they're entertaining Casper because they evidently have something to talk about with it, trying to dispute it. They want to trying to force their ideologies onto you. Casper's a 2.5 billion market cap compared to Bitcoin's 2.3 trillion, and maxis are worried about it. So Sunday will be very interesting. I'm going to tune into that. Hopefully you all will as well, and we'll hear more about what's going on in the space. But But again, Bitcoin for me is a long-term goal, end goal. For me, the more immediate term is what's happening in the other altcoins, the other blue chips, be your XRPs, be it your Ethereums, which Casper should be superior to, and hopefully will start proving that in the coming year. Dr. Von Heisberg, I made this in my video that I just posted about an hour or two ago. Posted this here about how Ethereum layer 1 fee dominance is collapsing significantly. In the last cycle, 2021, which of course gas fees were astronomical, it was earning $22 billion a year. Billion. That's with lack of institutional adoption and extortion of gas fees. We've now got institutional adoption here for the first time. Gas fees will be expensive again very soon. Retail's not here properly yet, so that'll go up in due time, but in 4 years later, it's now just 670 million. That is a 73% year-on-year crash. Again, we're not at the peak of the cycle yet, but we have institutions here as well. It should not be down that significantly. And they have Optimism and Arbitrum that are growing more in adoption and use case, but it's not enough for them. All the while, Solana is now leading, thanks to the meme coin market, but they're leading at 38%, 429 million. Then Ethereum at near 25%, and then Tron is just behind Ethereum at 23.5%. Then BNB's down there, and a load of other layer 2s as well. But we're seeing the dominance of Ethereum was so precedent back here in 2021. You see, look at that. And then over the years, it went less and less and less. Tron took over very quickly because of stablecoins, got a lot of dominance quickly. And then Solana, thanks to the meme coins, just went astronomical in 2024. And now it's dominating. And for me, again, my personal belief, not financial advice, Casper's going to start sucking up this liquidity because Casper are a month away from releasing ZK EVMs with Cashback on the mainnet. Meaning, as confirmed from Casper during that presentation here, that Ethereum tools will be able to seamlessly just jump on Casper. No complications needed. You just literally plug in. It's like literally what did he call it? He used the term. I can't remember the term he used in the presentation, but it's simple, a plug and play type of thing. You've taken it out of Ethereum, or you have the same code, same DApp you have on Ethereum, you can just plug it into Casper seamlessly. So you can see a lot of Ethereum stuff coming to Casper, and the incentive to do that is because Casper is very, very quick and cheaper. Ethereum's a bigger ecosystem, sure, but if things take a long, long time and they're expensive, people are going to get put off by it. Casper's cheaper in that regard. So that is interesting. Solana's leading, and I think Casper is going to take a lot more adoption in this cycle, or in this year, the year coming, because it's also a possibility we see stuff like native smart contracts and Dagnite coming out in the next year as well. At least that's the ideology that I'm currently running with, based on the fact that Igra Labs are hoping to see ZK by April 2026. And if that's true, and Dagnite comes out at the same time, then you'll see both Dagnite and ZK coming out, or ZK, Miss Mars watching on playback, in 2026. So that is currently what I have with Casper right now, in the kind of the rising in, I guess, Bitcoin, Casper, kind of feud going on, if you will. Hopefully Sunny will provide some form of clarity. And I will continue, of course, talking about Casper and crypto as well. And we also then got the Ethereum dominance falling off. But I want to quickly, before we get back into Ethereum again and highlight big stuff coming to Ethereum, which could be good, I want to get into the other part of this stream, the rate cuts next week, potentially, and the other big announcement. Before I do though, Coin Zenzi, brother, welcome back. Hope you're doing very, very well. Quit to travel. Hey, so bullish for Casper in the coming months, no doubt. Casper's going to be absolutely insane. And Edwardson, what's up, bro? Casper Excellency, it is absolutely royalty. No doubt, Casper is going to shock a lot of people. So we continue on. Once more, Trump. I don't take his word for this, but I do care for the macro that does support his claim. Trump says he thinks Jerome Powell might be ready to lower rates. Now, Jerome Powell has emphasized that he is prepared to do so. Currently, there's a 40% chance we'll see rate cuts in September, to my knowledge, if I check out the September one. Yeah. Chance of seeing one rate cut, 64%. Chance of seeing two is much lower. But we can see it's a decent chance of seeing rate cuts in September right now. For July right now, it's just only a 2.6% of us seeing rate cuts. So we'll probably not see rate cuts happening this month. So chances are slim. However, the recent economic data, the macro news, may shift sentiment and cause a surprise. Trump is also considering issuing stimulus checks for low-income Americans as part of the ongoing economic relief efforts. That might also help. But we have two big economic updates, macro updates. One being the existing home sales, which fell minus 2.7% month on month in June to an annual rate of 3.93 million, which is the lowest rate in 9 months. Look how low that is. We're seeing it back down to, 2010, like kind of still recovering from the financial crisis, the 08 financial crisis. We're at very low levels again, extremely low levels. And look at this is ridiculous stuff. Existing home sales are now nearing their lowest level in 15 years. By comparison, the pre-pandemic average was 37% higher. So we are actually worse off in buying houses than we were before COVID. This comes as high mortgage rates keep rising, or keeping home sales stuck at cyclical lows. Meanwhile, the median sales rose 2% year on year last month to a record of $435,300. So the housing market remains historically unaffordable. There are very few people right now who can actually move out of houses. You know how many people of the, younger generation, if you will, the millennial or Gen Zers, not so much Gen Zers, I guess, because they're newer, but millennials who are in their early 20s or even early 30s now, and they are still living at home or struggling with whatever they have, their little dainty apartment. There's nothing wrong with that, because there's literally nothing you can do about it. Housing is simply unaffordable. It's also why we're here investing, hoping that this will give us the ability to have some form of freedom to end up living our lives. Whether it be you want to travel, Lambo it out, or again just have a nice quiet life living in a house and just sit on your investments. That's why we invest. That's why we look for more. And that's not the only one here. We had also earlier today the durable goods report come out. And this is good and bad. Predominantly for me, I perceive it as bad. It's bad all in all because we have seen previously durable goods was at 16.5%, predicted to go to minus 10.4%, and it came to minus 9.3%. So actually it was not as bad as we expected. It was expected to come down a hell of a lot more, but it still came down significantly, from 16.5 to minus 9.3. So we are seeing, effectively, negative economic signal. We're seeing weakening demand, low confidence. So this is generally really, really bad for on-risk markets, for crypto, stocks, for equity markets. They're very, very bad. Very bad indeed. So it's definitely a cause for concern. It does highlight, potential slowing down in the economy. It does also indicate, and this also could be a result of, again, to be fair, because it was 16.5, came down so drastically, this could also just be a bit of a red herring report, because we do know that tariffs are going to be going live next week, Friday. So tariffs therefore will be causing concerns, and therefore we're seeing a lot less happening in the economy right now. But the reason why it's also potentially good news is because it is so incredibly weak, so low, that could potentially be a big warning sign to the Fed to then start stepping in and therefore to start issuing rate cuts. So again, chances are still extremely low. Maybe we see them next week. I'm not that optimistic about it, in true honesty. I think we've got a lot higher chance in September. Many seem to believe the same thing as well. Seeing one rate cut in September, then maybe one following that again in November or in October or December even. It's currently expected by December, by the end of the year, we should be seeing 2 rate cuts. 43% right now, so seeing 2 rate cuts by the end of the year. Which I'm hopeful we do. We don't need them again. We've proven we don't need them, as Bitcoin's already nearing all-time highs of 115k, but it would be helpful. It would be very, very helpful. But we have got, again, this stuff is important to help us know the short term, where it's going to go, but again, the long term still looks very, very good. We've still got a lot of massive big developments taking place, like Ethereum again starting to see continuously more adoption, which could therefore lead to an altcoin rally of sorts. Ether ETFs inflows are exploding. Spot Ether ETFs posted a net inflow of $533.9 million on Tuesday, so 3 days ago, which is the 4th largest on record, we can see here, which is very, very impressive stuff. Very, very good. And it proves once more that institutional appetite in particular for Ethereum is growing increasingly. Bitcoin still seeing a lot of adoption, but it might start falling off a little bit more and more. And as Dr. Hypermark highlighted, and I did make a video on this again, BlackRock Ethereum's ETF has rocketed to $10 billion. BlackRock Ethereum ETF rocketed to $10 billion, third fastest in history. BlackRock iShares Ethereum Trust has reached $10 billion, fastest than all but 2 other funds in ETF in the 32-year history. So beating out everything besides BlackRock and Fidelity's Bitcoin funds. So this BlackRock Ethereum ETF have become number 3, only losing out to Bitcoin. So it's still one of the fastest growing ETFs in history, surpassing everything else, Bitcoin and Ethereum. The crypto, so it's proof on that crypto ETFs, when institutions see this, they acknowledge the fact that Bitcoin is quite comfortably the fastest growing ETF in history, and then even Ethereum does it as well. It proves that Bitcoin's not an individual or well, it is an individual, it is unique, but it's not the only asset that can do that. It proves there's so much demand for crypto as a whole that if they therefore want to see even more capital and more revenue generated, there's more incentive therefore to just be able to get into all altcoins, get an ETF for all altcoins, be your XRP, your Solana, your Polkadot, your Cardano, your Litecoins, maybe even your Caspers. You'll see more ETFs coming out because Wall Street are greedy. They want to make more money. They've got the best ETF history with Bitcoin. It's now 3rd best with Ethereum, beating out every other ETF in history. You'll see more coming through very, very soon. ETH A has added $5 billion over the 10-day period ending Wednesday. You saw a lot of that big surge we saw here with seemingly institutions buying this massive uptrend here, which again was great. And we actually, part of our VIP, we did have some trades set up for Ethereum during this time. Shout out to C Crypto again for putting the trades, and we saw some insane gains during that time. The trade ongoing was 1,656% gain with a 20x log on Ethereum, and that's when it's at 3.4k. Of course, Ethereum right now is higher. Ethereum right now is sitting at 3.645. Of course, it's come down a little bit, but that's therefore a higher position that we've made. Now we do plan to take out a 4k and then start, being more, because that's been confirmed to be a strong level of resistance for Ethereum here. But we do think Ethereum can still go higher, and we'll start, taking a lot of our profit here, at least our initials out definitely, and a lot more, and just leaving a moon bag probably after that as well. If you want to find out more, again, level up your trading game regarding, again, trading and educational videos and alpha information, all that sort of stuff, then check out the VIP 7-day free trial. You can also join for a month for free. If you sign up to BYDFI, the affiliate link down below in the description, the exchange we're working with. All information down below in the description, also in my Fiddle School server as well, so go check that out. But again, also Ether ETFs are very, very big for Casper, because it is also indicative that altcoins are going to get more dominance, more attention, more adoption of institutions, and that will indicate an altcoin cycle, which of course will be great for Casper. Because Casper, while its own unique asset, is still an altcoin. It's a mid-cap. So in a $2 billion market cap, it can go higher. If altcoin capital starts cycling out from Bitcoin and Ethereum into the smaller chips, it will go into Casper. And again, then Casper's unique properties to Bitcoin capital, while cycling into other assets, which it typically will do, it will probably also seek out Casper quite a lot, because Casper is similar to Bitcoin, and again, Sunday will prove that much as well. And again, this is a benefit of holding Casper to proof of work, decentralized. Again, is while this is still possible to anybody, having XRP, Ripple, XRP, it's different, right? If you're a Casper Max, you're a Casper World, right? And you're selling Casper at all-time highs, that's bad in a sense of it might cause some FUD for the investor, but at the same time, Casper's fair launch that anybody can do what they want, and they won't have any repercussions. Chris Larsen, the co-founder of Ripple, co-founder of XRP, him selling is more significant because not just he's also a complete well-renowned figurehead for XRP, he was also pre-allocated these tokens. He was given it for free. He was given free XRP, pre-allocated tokens, and he has been dumping XRP continuously at the peaks. All these red bars here is his address outflows. We saw most recently, $175 million worth of XRP. 50 million XRP was sold. Now he's got a lot more still. He's taking profits, but that is considerable amount of XRP he's selling right now. And that's not good for the price of XRP, and it also is indicative of what's going to come. It's the problem with proof of stakes. These insiders, these CEOs, these developers, these employees have pre-allocated tokens. They have free tokens, and therefore they have the ability whenever they want to just to sell it for a profit. And that will leave you investors high and dry. They could decide to sell the whole bag if they wanted to. And I also got a post here from Raoul Powell, which is again just a testament to you not getting shaken out. Don't get shaken out. The Financial Times are doing that typical thing again, where they state that that means that portfolio diversification is vital, and there is strong case for increasing exposure to boring assets, at least cash, which is resumed yielding a real income after allowing for inflation, but leave it to madcap gamblers, money launderers, and fraudsters to diversify into crypto. So they're saying that people like us, we are madcap gamblers, we are money launderers, and we are fraudsters because we want to hold crypto. Yes, you will miss out for a while in today's manic pro-crypto climate, but in due time, the crypto losses will be crushing. Don't get me wrong, many people lose in crypto. Many do, because they don't understand the significance of just research, holding, and just keep trying to flip profit and chasing green candles. A lot of people will lose. But again, this is just, once more, Financial Times are rolling down paper, just pushing down crypto, trying to get you scared of it, not to invest into it. They're saying all that stuff. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is the best performing asset of all history. The ETF is the most successful thing ever in history. They simply don't understand or refuse to acknowledge the debasement that's going on right now, and how crypto is physically taking over everything in the financial space. Know what you're holding, do your own research, don't be emotional, logical. That's what's coming to the space right now. Casper is a very early asset. Crypto still in itself is very early. We're seeing more and more massive institutions. We got an interview here from Mike Novogratz, who is founder and CEO of Galaxy Digital, who's inside these policy meetings with like the government and whatnot, who talks about the possibility of us seeing a 150k Bitcoin this cycle, and we're destined to go higher as well. It's very closely here to this interview.
We're in price discovery in a lot of these things, and so does 130, 150. 150 seems to me a decent target just when I kind of draw funny lines on my charts. We have seen sellers that have come in, right, and so it's not a one directional trade. There's have been some sellers that have come in and have slowed things down, but it feels like we're destined to go higher as long as this narrative continues. If Trump changes his mind, and says, "Hey, we've done such good work, the economy doesn't need lower rates," that would change my thesis. But until that happens, I think we're headed towards 150. We're in.
So until Trump changes his ethos, which is unlikely, he's still going to demand for rate cuts, and we're going to probably see in this cycle again two possible rate cuts happening by the end of the year. We will likely see a 150k Bitcoin, if not higher. Which again, you've got people like Tom Lee who's saying 250k. The numbers are all, based on their own signals, their own technical tools, but it's still all speculative because nobody truly knows. You can make a very accurate and logical guess, but no one actually knows for sure. But it's a testament again to how early we are, because the Genius Act has passed. Fantastic. Stablecoin bills are seeing more adoption. The Clarity Act gone to the Senate, will be voted on again in September. Hopefully September could be a very big month then for crypto. The Genius Act passing, first rate cut happening as well. It could be a complete blow off top for crypto in that month. So that's 2 months from now, August, September. Well, a month or so now, basically, a month and a bit. And at that point then, Casper would have had the release of their layer 2, their mainnet for Casplex. That would have come out on the 30th of August, so it would be going into September as well. September could be probably the biggest month for Casper to date. July so far has not been too bad. If you look at July so far, we look at July around here, we're currently up about 25%. We peaked at 54%. It's not the end just yet, and again, we could see it come back down, truth be told. Again, with inflation, with tariffs again coming so close next month, we need to see some more favourable trade deals, some more FUD alleviated. You know me, I'm not particularly worried. We're seeing the adoption continue to rally more and more. We are seeing these top addresses again continue to stack more and more. We've got 537.5 almost 1,000 addresses. You're seeing inflows happening across the board, outflows as well. Seeing a big outflow here from Gate, and then, you know, $1 million outflows here and there, and some inflows as well. 2 million, 1.5 million. So still continuously trading more and more, volume staying high for Casper. Things are still looking up. If you want to find out more, again, check out the video I made on my channel recently regarding, you know, what you need to be ready for, because there is a belief, my belief at least, that Ethereum evidently seems to be falling off, like falling off considerably. It's seeing more adoption. So you're seeing this, right? You're seeing this when Ethereum's falling off, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me indeed. Seeing all of this when Ethereum's falling off, so much more investment on Ethereum is literally dying. And you're seeing other layer 2s gaining more traction. Solana, Tron, you'll see XRP probably getting into the conversation as well. You'll see Casper definitely getting there as well, with their smart contracts coming out in the next month, and then native coming out in the next year. M2 money supply as well, another good indicator we tend to use, does highlight that Bitcoin should be making that next move up very, very soon. So I line it up right now, we can see. Because Bitcoin should be valued at around, what's making that move up to 125k, hopefully in the next few days or so. Again, not 100% accurate indicator. That's hence why you can see there are times where Bitcoin did deviate above and or deviate below. And again, this is also aligned up with a 15-week delay. You could also align it up with a just a 10-week delay, like you can also do, so 70 days, which would shift the narrative quite a bit. And you have to really line it differently as well. So the Bitcoin right now is underneath the target quite a bit. Should be up here, but it's not. And therefore, it might make a late catch up, and then start making a very sharp rise, probably in August-September time. The problem right now is there's so much uncertainty in the markets. People don't know what's going to happen with tariffs right now. That's the headline news again. Every time tariffs have been really, really prevalent, you see a lot of uncertainty, a lot of FUD. Now, again, I think, and Crypto made a point yesterday, and I do agree with him, there's going to be a time probably where it won't, the macros and the fundamentals won't matter too much. You know, just, or at least the macro and the monetary shifts won't matter as much. It'll just be purely stability. These assets will be more stable and doing more so as well. You even see one. Look, BlackRock's head of digital asset leaves to join Joe Lubin's Sharplink Gaming, the second biggest ETH treasury firm. So even BlackRock's getting, you know, moving more around into the crypto space. That's big. 80% of all Casper wallet addresses are active in the past 24 hours. You're seeing more activity happening, more and more. It's continuing more. So this leads to me, therefore, you're probably starting to see IGRA testing out more as well, and even Casplex as well. But IGRA testing out more with their Genesis activation. Test is going to be going live very soon, and then public test will be coming out in the next week and a bit, I believe. Seeing it grow more and more, which is fantastic. And this for me again is what we're talking about. Why Casper could be, the next big thing. Why we hold Casper here shy. Again, I respect the man very, very much. This is why Casper is worth holding for the next 5 to 10 years, and had potential for huge adoption outside the crypto industry by a little help of the KII. The more I dive into how smart contracts will work on Casper, the more I realize how unique they're going to be. Casper's instant confirmation and high parallelism allows for stuff to be straight up voodoo, based roll-ups that respond as fast as on-chain computation, game theoretically secure method resistance, and Oracle's black magic. Not only is it a complete lie that smart contracts can't work on DAG, but they could potentially work much better than anything thus far. It's going to take a while longer, but once it launches, those who started this stupid FUD are going to eat their hat down to the last crumbs. There's never been any FUD about Casper regarding its fundamentals. It's always been about its price, and of course price is what investors care about, so it makes sense. But when you understand, and when you look at documents that I'm going to also showcase, when you look at documents that highlight specifically how long this game is. So again, I'm gonna showcase one of my other institutional documents. This is the document that I tend to only exclusively show my VIPs. And you can see, as the document loads up, what's coming to this space from Coinbase here. The future of money is here, and it's only just begun. On-chain is big business. Nearly 1 in 5 of Fortune 500 executives say on-chain initiatives are a key part of their company strategy moving forward. 9 in 10, so that's 450 executives agree that clear regulations in the United States on crypto, blockchain, and Web3 on-chain is needed to support innovation. So with Genius Act passing, Clarity Act coming through soon, 450 executives, 4,500 companies will be coming more so into crypto. 6 in 10 say the companies are already working on initiatives for blockchain. Stablecoin holders, 161 million, more than the population of the 10 largest cities in the world, and that's going to continue more and more with the Genius Act passing. 245x year-on-year growth in real-world asset tokenization to over 21 billion in April 2025. The future of money is here. Very, very clearly, this is what institutions are talking about. Institutional investors are increasing their exposure to crypto. And they're literally laying it out for you right here. So again, this is the stuff that I showed to my VIP. If you want to find out more, again, ahead of time, properly locked into what's coming to the space without, having to do the whole looking for yourself, then again, VIP is available here. 7-day free trial. You can find all the information ahead. We post it all in there every single week. Alpha information, what the institutes are talking about, so we know and we're getting ahead of the game ourselves. But you can see here, they are clearly laying out what they believe in crypto, what's coming to the space, how eager they are to get involved, and what they need to see. What they need to see, which is, again, insane stuff. On-chain is seen as a big part of the 4,500's business. 18%, so nearly 1 in 5 say on-chain initiatives are a key part of their company strategy moving forward, and that's going to increase up to 4% year on year. More than 1/3 say on-chain technology enables new revenue streams for their companies, and equally more than 1/3 say their company have on-chain projects in ideation stages. 34% of small medium businesses currently use crypto in their business, and 46% of small medium businesses who don't use crypto are likely going to start using it in the next 3 years. More than 4 in 5 of small medium businesses believe crypto can help address at least one of their financial pain points. So mainstream moves on chain as well. And then you see the adoption, the adjusted monthly stablecoin transfer volume has surged in 2020, continued to increase more and more and more, and now we've got the Genius Act passing. You'll see this come through. This is also last quarter report, so you can see this definitely shoot up massively in Q4. Q4, I think you'll see this explode, honestly. And then years to follow that as well, with more banks getting involved. Stablecoins, again, very, very popular, doing very, very well. You're seeing more companies going live as well. And then you're seeing, again, the big part for me, which I think is also the most important, I think arguably the best important here. Institutional interest in crypto set and increase and diversify. 86%, more than 4 in 5 have exposure to digital assets or plan to have digital asset allocation this year. This year, institutional investors. Again, this Coinbase is part of Ernst & Young as well. So 352 decision-making institutional investors. More than 4 in 5, 80% of 352. So to get the calculator out, because I'm not going to do that in my head. You look, 352 times 86. So 302, 303 of the institutional investors plan to either have or already do have crypto, exposure to crypto this year. And they plan to increase that exposure, the same, 82%, plan to increase it this year as well. More than half are planning to allocate more than 5% of their assets under management to crypto or related products this year. Nearly a third, or three quarters even, nearly 3/4, indicate that their firms currently hold crypto besides Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we only know Bitcoin and Ethereum through ETFs, but apparently nearly 73% already hold other cryptos. They just don't make it that public. 4% are either already utilizing or expressing interest in stablecoins, and 76% intend to invest in some form of tokenized asset by 2026. This is how early we are in this space, and again, if you want to find that sort of information ahead of time, the whole document's in there alongside a lot more. We've covered other ones from Franklin Templeton, from KPMG, Deloitte, many other massive documents. If you want to find out all that sort of stuff, the link's down below in the description, and also on my homepage, wop.com/coinfactory, that sort of stuff, private live streams, trade alerts, and so much more. And again, if you want to find out, 7-day free trial, or thanks to our working together with BYDFI, exchange of no KYC, no VPN, regulatory license in Canada, Japan, and many, many more regions. Choose something to fit in down below, or better still, join the free Discord server here, and check out the channel. You can receive many, many benefits, including permanent VIP access to BYDFI channels, 70% discount on all future trading fees, and a 1-month free trial to the VIP content as well. If you want to get ahead of the game, find out all stuff out, then link down below in the description once more, and on my homepage, and also in the Discord server as well. Welcome back, KJI brother. Welcome back indeed. Here we go indeed. But yeah, and that being said, truth be told, again, it's quite of a short stream today, and that's partly because, again, because I streamed so early, there's not much information out today. There'll be, of course, a lot more to cover tomorrow, I'm sure. But that being said, again, that will conclude today's live stream, 45-minute stream. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. Hopefully you got a bit more of an idea of what's coming to the space. Gave a little bit of alpha leaks once again on what's coming. Check out the video on my channel that I just posted again about what you need to be ready for. Again, it's more inkling on how Casper can take over the millions, if not billions of dollars that Casper can. Again, you're looking at this, right? Ethereum was making 22 billion. And with Casper coming out and what they're providing, maybe Casper's one that ends up making this sort of capital in the next, couple of years or so. With Institute being here as well, the KRI also using Casper as well, it's a possibility. So yes, if you enjoy the stream, always leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more, check out more of the channels and get more involved in the community with the VIP or the free Discord server or the BYDFI, level up your trading game, get some discounts whilst trading. Link down below in the description. If you want extra help, again, reach out to me on Discord. Have a great day, good evening, good night, people, my family, and I'll